What's going on, Spiritualites? Happy New Year, and welcome back for another one. As promised, we got one video for this week, and this will wrap up my holiday vacation. Next week, we'll be back on regular scheduled programming. So, this week, I didn't really trade so much. I took two trades, and we'll look at those later. But this video really isn't about P&L or setups. It's about what the first month of trading meant for me mentally. Like, what did it actually feel like? How did it feel doing it in real time and having to present it to you guys on camera? So, in this one, we'll talk more about the mental and emotional game, and I'll take you through the very beginning of December when I first started, all the way up to now, and preview what's to come in the future. So, let's jump right in. At the start of this month, I felt motivated, but also pressured. I had expectations, not just about trading, but starting the channel and being consistent while balancing life and work and family. And I was excited. I was also nervous. I had also started trading 2 weeks before. So I had worked on my 100 to 200 goal 2 weeks before. I think I mentioned that. So I had gone up a little bit and I had that initial confidence. So I really had everything lined up going into it. And I made it public so that I could have consistency. So, to eliminate the laziness and the inconsistency, I started the channel and it held me accountable for everything that I said I wanted to do. The first couple weeks, they did not really go as expected. That first week, I entered the most amount of trades. Let's look back on some of the trades that I took here. Yeah, that first week, out of the total 29 trades that I've taken, 13 of those trades came in the first week alone. So, I mean, it seems like I was over trading, maybe a little bit nervous, really wanting to get started on a good note, and that's just not what happened. So, some of my early challenges, I started doubting my strategy. So, I've been using it now for about 3 weeks to a month, and 1 to 2 weeks on the channel when I started really doubting my original strategy. I was, as you can see, over trading, forcing trades, and then it got to a point where I was scared to enter trades. So you see the second week, after all that trading going down by 4%, I only took 4 trades. Now that's not bad to take 4 trades, but compared to what I was doing, it's a big drop off, and it really speaks to some of the emotions that were going on behind it. And that leads into one of the harder parts, which was realizing that something can work, but still not feel right for you. So you go through a lot of strategies, or you may be searching for the right one that works for you, and you find something that actually works. But as I have mentioned to you guys in the past, it just didn't feel comfortable for me. Trying to fill out all of this here before a trade really just didn't sit right with the style that I wanted to trade. So I really felt like I was trading something that worked on paper, but didn't work with the style of trading that I wanted to do necessarily. I had a good logic and everything worked out, but when it came to my execution, I didn't really feel comfortable pushing that sell or buy button. And so that's when I really decided, okay, I need to make a change. And I went back and forth, and adjusting so early in the YouTube channel really caused some embarrassment. But at the end of the day, I always choose honesty over ego. And I went ahead and kind of reversed strategies, and I'm really excited for what's to come. Once I did reverse strategies, as you can see, I stopped filling out this top part here, but I kept logging trades in here. I have only been break even or positive. So it's really been kind of an emotional turning point for me. As one of my favorite YouTubers says, nothing changes market sentiment like prices going up. So the same goes for me, except when I see my account going up, that's when my sentiment goes up. So yes, it's easy to feel good when you are making money, but I will note that it also feels comfortable, and I think that's the most important part for me, because I do realize that there can be losing streaks in this thing, but I think where I am at now, I would be more comfortable taking losses because the trades felt right. So that kind of sums up my last 2 weeks. I will get into now really quickly the last two trades that I took. As you can see, this last week I took them on Monday, the 29th, and I took two shorts. They're both on Solana. They both ended up break even, so we'll just talk about them. There's no really need to show them. The first one wasn't a bad play, but ultimately the move didn't have enough momentum to make the next low. I got out once I saw that price was waddling more than trending. So it was just going back and forth, kind of ranging. And it wasn't really something that I felt confident in, which was okay. And so the next trade, however, was a very emotional trade for me. The idea was okay, but as I saw price going into my entry point, it came up very strong, very aggressive. And so I thought I was going to get stopped out right away. And it got really close to stop me out. And then I was like, okay, the first time it crosses back over into my entry, I can get out at my break even point. And so that's what I did. So then, of course, price did end up pushing all the way down, got about over 50%, maybe over 75% of the way to my take profit point, and then did reverse on me. So I would have made it out at break even either way, just due to my strategy and what I should have done in the trade. I don't like how I reacted so quickly, but I thought I was protecting myself, and in the end I was. But either way, it should have gone out at break even. So didn't feel too bad, but yes, the emotions were riding up and down as I was seeing the price go flushing down and almost get to my take profit point after I had pulled out at break even. Yeah, my heart went to the pit of my stomach on that one, but ended up working out. Had it hit take profit, I mean, sometimes you take those losses, and I got out at exactly zero on it, so really no harm, no foul. Okay, so to wrap it up, some things that I learned throughout this month from a mental standpoint is that confidence comes from the backtesting and repetition of your strategy. The more you feel comfortable with the trades that you're putting in, the more that you've shown that they've worked in the past for you, the easier it is to feel confident in taking live trades and sticking to them. Right? Execution matters more than everything else. You have the great idea, but if you don't execute it, or if you stand off to the side too much, you may miss out on a lot of action that you should be involved in because your strategy works and it works over time. So the emotional regulation, being able to take those 2 losses or even 3 losses sometimes and come back the next day with a few wins. You got to stay even keeled. I've learned that as well throughout this month, which obviously is still a work in progress. I don't think I'm ever going to be at zero with my emotions. I'll try not to have them waver. Maybe I can go between like a 0 and a 2. That would be the deal for me in a perfect world. But I think that doing this channel and holding myself accountable for every single trade has really kind of kept me disciplined. Like knowing that I have to go and report this trade on this spreadsheet here and then show you guys what I'm doing, it really, really, really makes me think twice before I take a stupid trade or something I just want to jump in because of something I heard or a video I watch. I might be watching somebody live trade and think, oh, that's a good idea, and try to jump in on it, old me. But the me that has to report to you guys and really wants to make this 100 turn to 200 does not make those same mistakes anymore. So let's take a look at the summary for all 4 weeks, and then we'll go close it out. So my win rate is sitting at exactly 20%, 1 out of 5. Not terrible, but as you can see, it's gotten me only to $99.98. So I'm 2 cents down, so 0.2% down, which is, I'll take it. After a month, only being down 0.2%, I will take it. I think that beats the stock market this month. I think the stock market is down, especially the Russell, maybe. I don't know. Either way, over this month, not a terrible month. Shooting for much more growth in the next month to come now that I've got comfortable with my strategy. So I don't feel perfect, by any means, but I do feel more grounded. I am taking this emotional challenge along with this trading challenge as it comes. I'm not big on New Year's resolutions, but I do have 2 New Year's trading resolutions that I'll share with you guys. Number one is take more trades. So I find myself sitting on the sidelines sometimes and putting in ghost trades like I just did today. Had I put in this trade, I would have lost, but had I put in this trade, I would have won. So I'd be up about 2% on just these 2 trades here. So sometimes sitting out on the sideline is good because I've overtraded, but as for not taking trades and for taking off this holiday time, I do want to make sure I'm taking more trades and I'm not sitting on the sideline because I don't feel confident. If I have the setup that I'm looking for, I need to just go ahead and enter the trade and trust the process. So that's number one. And then the second one is not to give up. So staying accountable. I will keep this going. When I make it to 200 though, if I don't have 100 followers, probably going to just cut it off the YouTube side of it, but keep trading. So I won't be giving up on you guys. Hold myself accountable. Seeing you guys every week, mostly 3 times a week is what the goal is. If we do have to switch that up in the future, I'll let you guys know. But for now, stay tuned for next week and we'll get right back to it. So overall, this month didn't make me quite profitable, but it did make me more disciplined. The progress does not always show up on the chart. It sometimes just is those intangible things that you know you learned and you know you're going to take with you, and you just take that in confidence moving forward. So please keep in mind, this is not financial advice. It is for educational purposes only. Before you begin investing and or trading your hard-earned money, consider consulting a financial advisor. And remember, this is the journey, not the highlight reel. Trade smart, live free.